A Restoration Kids presents the story of the fiery furnace.
Our story today starts with some friends of Daniel who were living in Babylon, where Nebuchadnezzar, or King Chad, or Chad was the king.
King Chad made a huge gold statue and made a law that everyone must worship it. His herald loudly proclaimed,
As soon as you hear the sound of the horn, flute, zither, lyre, harp, pipe, electric guitar, trombone, and all kinds of music, you must fall down and worship the image of gold that King Chad has set up. Whoever does not fall down and worship will immediately be thrown into a blazing furnace.
Most people obeyed the king's command and worshipped, but not our three peeps.
Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego were some of the Hebrew exiles.
For our story today, we will call them Shad, Shach, and Bed.
They did not bow down and worship.
What did King Chad McChad think about that?
King Chad had Shad, Shach, and Bed brought before him. Chad McChad said to them,
Is it true, Shad, Shach, and Bed, that you do not serve my gods or worship the image of gold I have set up? Now, when you hear the sound of the horn, flute, zither, lyre, harp, pipe, electric guitar, trombone, and all kinds of music, if you are ready to fall down and worship the image I have made, very good. But if you do not worship it, you will be thrown immediately into a blazing furnace. Then, what God will be able to rescue you from my hand?
King Chad, we do not need to defend ourselves before you in this matter.
If we are thrown into the blazing furnace, the God we serve is able to deliver us from it, and he will deliver us from your majesty's hand.
But even if he does not, we want you to know, your majesty, that we will not serve your gods or worship the image of gold you have set up.
Then Chad was furious with Shad, Shach, and Bed, and his attitude toward them changed.
He ordered the furnace heated 7 times hotter than usual and commanded some of the strongest soldiers in his army to tie up Shad, Shach, and Bed and throw them into the blazing furnace.
So these men wearing the robes, trousers, turbans, tivas, and other clothes were bound and thrown into the blazing furnace.
The king's command was so urgent and the furnace so hot that the flames of the fire killed the soldiers who took up Shad, Shach, and Bed.
Then King Chad leaped to his feet in amazement and asked his advisors,
Look, I see 4 men walking around in the fire, unbound and unharmed, and the 4th looks like a son of the gods. King Chad then approached the opening of the blazing furnace and shouted, Shad, Shach, and Bed, servants of the Most High Gods, come out, come here.
So Shad, Shach, and Bed came out of the fire, and the royal advisors crowded around them.
They saw that the fire had not harmed their bodies, nor their hair of their heads singed. Their robes were not scorched, their tivas were unscathed, and there was no smell of a fire on them.
Then Chad McChad said,
Praise be to the God of Shad, Shach, and Bed, who has sent his angel and rescued his servants, then trusted in him and defied the king's command and were willing to give up their lives rather than serve or worship any god except their own God. Therefore, I decree that the people of any nation or language who say anything against the God of Shad, Shach, and Bed will have their houses be turned into piles of rubble, for no other God can save in this way.
Then the king promoted Chad, Shach, and Bed to the province of Babylon.
Who do you think the 4th man in the furnace was?
Some people say it was an angel sent to protect Shad, Shach, and Bed. Others think it was actually Jesus.
Whoa, that's amazing!
This was a pretty incredible story about how God rescued people who were totally obedient to him.
God still rescues people today. It may not be in the same way, but the Bible tells us that Jesus rescues us from sin, and when we believe, we are sealed with the Holy Spirit who protects our heart.
Now that's something to be excited about.
Thanks for tuning in. If you like our content and want to see more, remember to hit those like and subscribe buttons.